Hey guys, wanted to do a quick review of the brand new Swans album, Birthing. Now, Swans is a very highly regarded experimental rock, kind of drone rock, electronic, a bunch of different things you can call them. Very experimental, very interesting. I've liked albums of theirs such as Filth, To Be Kind, Soundtracks for the Blind, and The Great Annihilator. Sometimes kind of hard to get into their music, but a pretty good band overall. And this marks their 17th album, which is crazy to think about. They started, I believe, in the mid or late 90s and have released many albums since then. Highly regarded. And this album has had quite a bit of hype around it from the Swans fan bases. I was starting to kind of dig into it a lot, and I was not really that into this album, I'm going to be honest. Just kind of to get right into it. This first song on it, The Healers, I just found kind of boring. It's got some of my least favorite Gira vocals, who's the vocalist for the band. I think it's Michael Gira is how you say it. Not a big fan of his vocals on this album. I just think it kind of dragged on it, overstayed, took away from the instrumentation, and at random points he would kind of experiment a little bit with his voice, and it was really distracting. And then add that I was on this song and this album kind of in general, the lyricism was kind of boring at a lot of points, and this song especially, with his abstract lyrics, I feel like kind of just throwing stuff at a wall and hoping it kind of works, and I really don't think it did. Near the end, I kind of liked it, and at the beginning, I guess I should say this, I did like the instrumentation on it. It's very sandy, atmospheric, with these winds blowing. Very nice to hear. I just wish, the vocals weren't that, is the best way to put it. But it transitions into a more intense sounding, just sound near the end, which all of these songs are incredibly long, relatively. I just liked it near the end where it kind of gets more intense, and Gear's vocals do get better near the end because I think he complements this new sound at the end a lot better with this more intense, ominous, warped sounds in these cold string sections on there that I did enjoy that part at least. And then the next song, I Am a Tower, I did like the beginning with this ominous female chant of I Alone Will Fix It. The instrumentation sadly kind of floats in the background, and there's not as much progression on the song as I would like with it, especially for how long these songs are. I wish there was more of a progression or sense of that, because anytime there would be a progression to a whole different sound in there, it kind of jumps to it, whereas in previous albums, you get a 20-minute song, it starts off kind of slower, and it builds into it a lot more. That's what I liked about Swans, and this album I don't think does that very well or at all. And then it's my least favorite thing that they did on this song. Near the end, when they do jump to making it a lot more intense, they just add in so many different instruments, sounds on there. None of them work well together, and I get it. They're trying to make it more anxiety-inducing because it matches Gira's lyrics on the song, but it just sounds bad, in my opinion. And there's a way to make very anxiety-inducing, very noisy, very this experimental, weird sounds. I think groups like Def Grips do it well. Clipping does it very well when it comes to making very, agitated sounds. I just think it did it really bad on this one, and there's going to be a later example that I think does better at making a more ominous sound, and it doesn't have to be as intense. It just doesn't do well. The song Birthing which is the title track, is a slog for most of it. 80% of the song is very monotonous. It's very boring. I don't really feel engaged at all. Not even in a way where the song needs to be intense 24/7. It's I just don't feel anything listening to it. It's just not great. I do like at the end though, Michael Gira's vocals. He's got these I Saw You lyrics. It's very ominous. The instrumentation picks up a little bit on it, but this song honestly is kind of a bit carried by Michael Gira. And then later on, you have my personal favorite song on the album, Guardian Spirit, which I genuinely love this track. It's definitely my favorite. I love Michael Gira's nasally vocals on it. I think this is a good thing, and that's kind of where some of my more favorite Swan songs feature him doing this kind of vocal style where it kind of gets a bit more nasally, a bit deeper rooted there. And I think it works very well, especially with these very whimsical and dark sounds that kind of take you to this. Feels underground, like in a cave. Definitely feels like a lot of Tom Waits songs and albums in the 90s is kind of what it immediately reminded me of, which I'm a big fan of that. And then just kind of cutting to the final song on the album, Rope Away. Least favorite song. I think it was a waste of, I believe, 19 minutes. It does not really progress that amazingly into it. I was genuinely bored the entire time. There's not really a part of it that I liked. Like, it's just so unremarkable, and that's kind of my least favorite thing about this album. It's very unremarkable in the most part. Like, for how good Swans are, and I do genuinely think they're good, they are not one of my favorite bands. I respect a lot of stuff they do, and I have liked several of their albums, as I've said before. I think they're a very good band. I think this album kind of falls into a similar vein of, I guess, like making a really long album, and I do like a long song here and there. I think it can be done very well. You can get a lot of stuff from the 60s and 70s where they made really long songs, but it takes you on this like journey. This album doesn't really do that, and it feels like it's being long for the sake of being long. And this is kind of something I've thought about some of their other albums, like The Glowing Man and The Seer, where it's a very long album, not that engaging, not that interesting, very one-dimensional on a lot of parts. Whenever they do try something experimental on it, it doesn't pay off crazy well. And overall, I know it sounds like harsh, but it's just how I feel about this album, which is why I'm feeling a 4 on this album. Let me know what you thought, and bye.